Welcome to our Dinner Party Podcast. I'm Lindsey Jagger.
And I'm Keith Williams.
Pull up a chair. Grab a seat, grab a glass. Keith, what's in yours today?
Oh, I'm having me some sparkling ice. It's have you had these new Starburst flavors?
I haven't. Tell me.
They're so good. They taste exactly like the Starburst.
I'm a candy addict, so I feel like this is right up my alley. I love me some sparkling ice too.
Yeah, the orange is my favorite. If you're like a lime person, or not the lemon. I mean, it tastes just like a lemon, but I feel like that's the least popular flavor.
Okay, but hot take, I'm a yellow Starburst person. I feel like everyone's going to hate me I'm going to get grilled for saying that.
Well, there's always plenty of those. So, I mean, I guess you get as many as you want because they just put them to the side.
Here's my hot take. Are you a youngest child? Like what in your order? You're a youngest child and you had the luxury of being allowed pink Starburst, orange Starburst?
Well, I didn't grow up with them.
Okay.
Only youngest child.
Okay, that's even weirder because so am I, actually.
Oh.
But I feel like whenever candy, like when I think of holidays and things, older siblings were definitely around. Older cousins were definitely around. I want to know if younger siblings, just by default of not being the first, like having someone there to bully you and basically take all the good flavors. Because I do like red star. Like I like the other flavors. Actually, the one I hate is pink. I don't understand it.
No.
I hate
strawberry.
pink.
That's the good one.
I don't like it. I like red. I like orange. I like yellow. I hate pink.
I think your theory's correct.
Okay, anyway, let's get into some news. What are some hot topics? Tell me.
Well, I mean, this isn't really news in the news, but it's news in my life because
I love Keith news.
Well, I hate it.
Oh.
So this is a hot take for real. The ducks in Jeeps. Jeep ducking, or duck Jeep as it's called.
No, it can't have a name.
Oh,
I refuse to call it Duck Jeep.
Well, it's a thing. It's a name. So I had to, see where this started. Apparently it started in 2020.
Of course.
So I'm guessing this was like a COVID idea. Somebody was, just having a bad time. It happened in Canada. Canada was the first place.
Oh, shame on Canada.
Yeah. That's why.
What was the origin though? So they just decided it would be fun to put a rubber ducky. Does your car not smell like burnt rubber after what? Like melted rubber?
You would think in the summer, yeah.
Maybe not in Canada.
Yeah, in Canada, yeah, maybe. I don't know how hot it gets up there, but I guess she was just having a bad day. And she decided she wanted to make somebody else's day a little better. And she saw another Jeep and gave him a duck and wrote a little note on it. You're supposed to take a picture with it, post it on your social media, put it in your windshield, and give another duck to somebody else.
Okay, that is kind of cute. Like the sentiment, because I like a gift. That's fun.
I like gifts.
Or like, hey, here's this cute, something sweet note, like words of affirmation. That's a love language. But okay, so here's my question. You're driving a Jeep. You've got all these ducks. Here's a terrible scenario that may not ever exist. Duck falls, gets stuck under your accelerator or brake. Yeah, it'd have to be the brake. You can't brake. I don't know. You crash. Ducks are everywhere. I don't know. It just seems like, why do we have so many ducks? I also don't like a Jeep.
I don't either.
They're loud.
I'm not a Jeep person.
You don't like ducks and you don't like Jeeps.
Correct.
I
I love the animal duck, the real life duck. Love them.
Quack, quack.
Rubber duckies are meant for the tub for a little kid, in my opinion, not in your dashboard of your Jeep. I just found this out this week. I was talking to a friend. He has a Bronco.
No, that's not the same.
They have horse-shaped rubber.
No, now we're trying too hard. I'm not in the club, but I'm going to be in the club. So I'm going to buy what? My Little Ponies? Are they just stacking it with My Little Pony?
He said he came out to his truck one day and he had one.
A pony.
And he's like, I'm not doing this. And he gave it to his like daughter.
I used to have a Bronco Sport. Those cars are trash. I'm going to like crap on Ford for a second. Oh. They're so cheap. Like I was so excited. I'm a millennial. I fell into marketing. I'm also in marketing. I fell for the marketing. I was so excited. I ordered it before the world shut down. Got that Bronco. So excited. I had it for like a year and sold it. And so I did make money off of it. Therefore, I leave with like a positive experience. However, like you can just tell those aren't going to last because the original Broncos are pretty badass. Like they're a very fun, nostalgic thing. The new Broncos, the Bronco looks good. The Bronco Sport, it was cute. It was trash. It's a shitty car. It drives like a shitty car. The end. That's my hot take.
I've never been in one.
Don't. You're not missing anything.
They're
a My Little Pony apparently could attack you.
Right. I mean, they're probably just as loud as a Jeep. The Jeeps are loud inside.
The Jeeps are so loud.
Yeah.
I've never owned a Wrangler. Ended up with a rental car Wrangler, ironically in Canada. So this is fitting. And it was so loud. It was so loud on that highway. I don't understand how people do it.
Yeah.
And you don't have real windows. Or like, I don't know, everything pops off. Like, what is it? It's like Barbie. I don't know. I'm not Barbie. I'm a real human being.
You can make it whatever you want. Just attach it.
Yeah. I don't like clip-on cars.
Just put a winch on there and pull something.
Nobody likes clip-on ties. Nobody should like clip-on cars.
Climb a rock on a mountain. That's what they love to do.
The excessive ability to like really identify with that car is outrageous. Like the Jeep Jamborees they do out in Utah. I can't get with that. Like, and I say this as somebody who, like, part of my job is to create car shows. It's literally something I do. And so I get it. I am all in. Like, I am a nerd for Porsche. But the Jeep Jamboree, for whatever reason, I'm just like, this doesn't make sense. It can't be, like, now you have a traffic jam wherever you go crawling. That's what they call it. But it's like a traffic jam. You invited all the Jeeps to the same place. I don't want a traffic jam when I go drive a car. That's not fun. If you have a car that you enjoy driving, you want no one to be there. You want an empty road.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. I just feel like we're not doing any of the right things with this brand.
Well, and don't they all have a problem where they get like the Jeep wobble? I think that's what they call it. These things only last like 30, 40,000 miles.
That's interesting. I don't know that I've heard of that, but I heard that a Jetta smells like crayons after like so many years. It's like the pleather in it like starts to decay or something, and there's like a crayon smell.
Okay.
So Jeeps wobble, Volkswagen Jetta crayon smell, Bronco Sport, who knows?
Not old enough yet.
Not old enough yet. Probably going to smell like melted plastic though, if they keep that up.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's also just like adding to the wannabe factor of that. It's like you didn't get a Jeep. Also, what's with the Jeep truck? Wait, if we're just going to keep going and like just on this rant, what's up with the Jeep truck? What did you want? Did you want an SUV? Did you want a Jeep? Did you want a truck? I feel like we put too many things together.
It's ridiculous. I saw that when they announced it, and I was sitting next to somebody. And I was like, this thing looks hideous. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I kind of love it. So I think they were previous Jeep people. So that makes sense.
They were like, I just need a little more. Like, you're expanding in the same audience. You're not earning a new. Nobody. This is also how I feel about like Toyota trucks or like a truck that's not from a truck company. You can have a Chevy, you can have a Ram, you can have a Ford. Those are all American. I realize this. I might give you a pass on a Toyota, but anything outside of that, it's not a truck. I need you to let it go.
I don't mind the Toyota Tundra.
That's like so expensive for what it is, though. But
All
you're
trucks,
right. Like they're
all trucks.
so popular in California. It's like
The Jeep
it's
trucks?
the Toyota Tundra
Oh, the
has
Tundra?
to be like the top truck in California. I swear there are more of those than Honda Civics or whatever. What is it? The Prius. I think everyone has a Prius. If you don't have a Prius, you have a Toyota Tundra in California. And it is just, I don't know. They're expensive. They're fine. I guess I don't hate a Toyota Tundra, but I'm just like, I don't know. You said, I want a truck and you thought, Toyota. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Well, I will say this about the Jeep truck. There is no space in the Wrangler to put anything.
No.
So I can understand why they would want somewhere to put stuff because there's nothing. Have you seen like just the real small Wranglers where there's just the front seat and the back seat, and then there's you're in the back seat but you're kind of out of the vehicle at the same time because there's no more room.
I love when you're just like hanging on. You've got like brings back like childhood summer vibes when you literally were in like the bed of a truck. Did you ever have that experience?
Oh, all the time.
Right?
Nobody rides in the back of the truck anymore.
Well, because it's illegal, actually.
Well,
that's why people don't do it.
Has
We were
it
definitely
always been illegal?
I don't think so. I think we were
Okay.
the last generation to have a death wish, and
Yeah.
now all the death wishes are illegal.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. But yeah, I guess now maybe you can still get that experience with a Jeep if you sit in the back seat.
And we lived in the country, and that's
I sure did not.
what you did.
I
You
really
went
was
back.
risking it all, just like going down a normal road in the back of that truck. Yeah, no,
Like,
we let that rip.
okay. I mean, sometimes we had hay in the back of ours, and you would ride on top of the hay. That's like,
Get that added lift.
yeah.
So if you
you're
fell
30,
out,
40 feet above.
you want to really hit the pavement.
Right.
If you're going, like, let's do this.
Yeah.
If we're going to fall out of the back end of a truck, let's make sure it's like instant,
yeah.
just lights out immediately.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't want to flop around for a little while. I want it to
No.
be like done.
Road rash. That's
Yeah.
not for me. That's not for me.
No.
But,
All right. Wait. Okay. So what's our next news topic?
well, currently in the news is Boeing. And
Dun,
they're-
dun, dun.
yeah, all this conspiracy theory people, whistleblowers.
That's right.
2 have come out. 2 are dead.
We're 0 for 0.
Yeah. So I looked into it because I
Okay.
wanted to know. The first guy who died, he had been at Boeing for a while,
Okay.
and he supposedly shot himself in a truck outside of his hotel
It's giving Jeffrey Epstein right away.
on the last day of the trial.
Convenient. He made it all the way, and then it was just
Yeah.
too much.
Yep. He supposedly had a suicide note. I think his family members said that didn't sound like him.
Interesting. So, like the tone of voice off.
I think so, yeah,
Yeah.
from what I understand. But, he worked there from 1985 to 2017 as a quality manager.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
A lifetime. Longer than my lifetime.
Yeah. He was complaining a lot about the quality of parts that they would use. I guess the oxygen systems on the 787 Dreamliner during testing, they failed 25% of the time.
Oh, don't
So
love that.
You may not have oxygen 25% of the time.
Those safety demos are really misleading then.
Oh, I saw that they failed a ton of audits. Like the FAA, I think it is, would come in and do audits, fail. So many.
And that's really interesting. So, as someone who used to work in the aviation industry,
Oh, you did?
yes, the FAA, I mean, it's pretty serious. Like, that's why if you got into an altercation on a plane, like when you land, obviously cops are involved. It's like
Yeah.
just a totally different system up there. I feel like it's a very serious situation if you fail an FAA audit. That's a big deal.
I guess Boeing had this scrap storage room, let's call it.
Love it. Like a
And-
little arts and crafts room, but with
Yeah.
airplane parts.
Yeah, just scrap parts. I guess they had to change the locks to it because people would just go in there and use those parts to put on the planes. Yeah.
So it's like, when somebody has a car and it's like that door doesn't match the rest of the car because it's, a lost and found.
Yeah.
We were doing that with airplanes and then sending people up into the atmosphere.
So they get their parts from Spirit Aero Systems
Oh, God.
is the name of the company. And I just saw that they announced yesterday that they're laying off 450 people.
Ooh.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't click on the article. Just saw the headline.
Right.
450 people, that's a lot of people.
Is that an American company by chance?
I believe so. Because I think they also make parts for Airbus, from what I saw.
Okay, so yeah, probably.
Yeah. The other guy who died, he actually worked at Spirit Aerosystems, which is, they supplied the parts for Boeing. He was also a quality auditor. He was an extremely healthy person, ran every day. His family said he didn't even have like a regular doctor because he was never sick. He apparently started to feel sick, came down with strep throat after he went to immediate care. They said he had strep throat.
Okay.
So he went home, and his mom went to check on him. And, he said, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm just a little sick." And she said, "Well, you call me if you get to feeling worse." Apparently 2 hours later, she received a call from him that he was in the emergency room having trouble breathing. He tested positive for influenza B and MRSA. He had pneumonia, and his lungs were full of fluid.
He had everything.
Yeah. They did a bronchoscopy, and the doctor said that he never seen anything like it before. His lungs were totally gummed up and like had a mesh over them.
Like poisoned.
They're still waiting for the autopsy results.
I mean, not that people can't get sick, but to get like, what was it? Like a sore throat, like strep.
Yeah, started out as
that
strep
turned
throat.
into, I mean, typically like the worst thing that happens as someone like, I mean, we were all children. We all like, I used to get strep throat all the time.
Yeah.
And basically, if you got it so many times, it's like you lose your tonsils. I can't believe that it turned into death. That seems a very also rapid, like strep throat that turned into pneumonia, MRSA, and whatever else in a day.
Yeah.
Like that can't be normal.
That's how I feel.
Also, aren't there like 10 other people? Like there's like a list of whistleblowers for Boeing.
I did see that the lawyer said there are 10 more that are ready to come forward. I don't know what kind of information they have.
How many people do you think you can kill before it's like, okay, Boeing has hired a hitman?
I think 2.
We have reached the quota.
Yeah.
Is it DB Cooper? Is it for anyone who doesn't know, DB Cooper is a man who like basically took off in a plane, robbed it,
Yeah.
and then jumped out and was never found.
I love that story.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Maybe it's DB Cooper that's killing people. That's who Boeing definitely, like my money is on Boeing hiring DB Cooper to murder these 2 whistleblowers.
I would have to agree.
I mean,
That
is he
is a
80? But yeah.
Why wouldn't it be DB Cooper?
Right?
If you think about it real hard. Boeing, I learned, had a tagline back in the day, in the heyday.
Oh, I love a marketing tagline. Hit me.
If it ain't Boeing, I ain't going.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like that?
I do like that. If it ain't Boeing, I ain't going.
Oh yeah, I looked it up. They have T-shirts. You can get a T-shirt that says
Okay,
that.
well, immediately we'll scour the internet to buy that T-shirt.
Hopefully
Honestly,
I can find it at a Goodwill or something.
Yes.
I don't want to pay full price.
No, well, and like my ethics wouldn't allow me to buy it straight from Boeing at this point.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Boeing sells them, but they were definitely available when I typed in "if it ain't Boeing, it ain't going." Or,
And
I ain't going. Yeah.
it's like, marketing gimmicks are hard because if they come around, they'll bite you. Like because they're right. If it ain't Boeing, well, it's more like if it is Boeing, it ain't going.
Oh.
Because so many of them are grounded now.
Yeah. Like
That's like such a good dad joke. I just teed someone's weekend up. Definitely.
So I found out about this Boeing 737 MAX.
Yes.
You remember when all those got grounded?
Yeah.
So supposedly they were trying to save money because, it was during the time when fuel was expensive, which it still is, but they're looking for a more fuel efficient engine.
Sure.
So they created a new,
You and me both, girl.
yeah, they created a new fuel efficient engine and put it on the 737, but they put it far more forward on the plane because it was heavier.
Right.
But they didn't retrain the pilots on how to fly because they didn't want to have them recertify.
Red flag.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
moving it forward, it caused it to, lift its nose up more.
yeah.
They also
That would trigger like a like a retrain.
yeah.
Because also having dealt with pilots in my time, I mean, it's every 6 months you're doing like a refresher.
Yeah.
That's like a week long, 2 weeks long. A new title would be longer yet. But I mean, so like I'm going to use Gulfstream because I was in the private aviation industry, but like 4 to 5, it's like you gained space on the plane. It actually went to the pilots. It didn't even go to the passengers, but you still retrain.
Oh.
I mean, and there's, perhaps more minor differences technically in the way that plane behaves. Sounds like this one with the weight differentiation, you would actually need to expect a difference. So that's surprising, especially from a company like Boeing.
Yeah.
Like we expect the big companies to have a higher standard.
Yeah. And I always thought Boeing was like, top name airplane maker.
Yeah.
Which I remember hearing about this on the news, this phrase anyway, MCATs.
Sure.
They put this on the 737 MAX as well. It would auto adjust the plane so that they didn't have to adjust the angle, I guess.
Yeah. The pitch.
The pitch. That's what it is. It actually caused 2 flights to nosedive and everyone on board died. So I guess these sensors,
The pilots couldn't override it
they didn't train the pilots
to
how to
override
do
it.
that. But they totally could have if they knew how.
Right. Just turn off auto.
Yep.
That's really surprising though, because I would think in any situation a pilot would know like to take control in a nosedive. Wow.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, to be clear, I am not a pilot. I know things enough to like talk through this, but oh my gosh, that's really scary.
Yeah.
So we've got like 2 whistleblower dead, but then we also have like 2 planes worth of people dead.
Yeah. Oh, and you remember the plane that had the door just fly off.
Oh, Saturday Night Live, shout out. They killed that sketch. When they like followed up, it was Michael B. Jordan, Saturday Night Live. Someone should look that up. It's hilarious.
I will have to do that. I have not seen that.
Because they also give a shout out to Alaskan Airlines' previous like worst flight ever, which was where a pilot was like on cocaine and tried to like nosedive the plane. Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
They've got an excellent track record. Fly Alaska, everyone.
I had
This message brought to you by Fly Alaska. Who needs sides and doors? If you're a Jeep person, this could be for you.
Oh, yeah. That's true. They would love that. I did have a charter bus one time I was on in high school where the bus driver said the bus wouldn't go over 55 miles an hour.
Because you're in the movie Speed, or?
This guy might have been, but so we're going along. The other bus is way ahead of us. We decide to pull over. We switched drivers. So we got a different driver. Our bus driver drove the other bus. Amazingly enough, the other bus wouldn't go over 55 miles an hour. Ours was magically fine again. Come to find out, we stopped at a rest stop. This dude was high on something.
So was this like a school thing?
Yeah, it was a school trip.
Nice.
And we had to wait because they were going to switch bus drivers in another state. We had to wait for that bus driver to drive from whatever state he was in to our rest stop. And they switched bus drivers right there. Because obviously we're not going to ride with this guy anymore.
The sheer fact that like a teacher didn't recognize that, like, did he not do like a check-in, like, hey, you're our bus driver, what's up? Nobody noticed.
I don't know. It's
he's just tweaking.
It was a trip of a lifetime.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're here today.
Yeah, the bus.
Thanks for surviving.
The bus also broke down.
Oh.
And we had to wait for the other bus to drive an hour in the opposite direction to get a part and then bring it back. It took 21 hours to drive like a 12-hour
Nice.
ride.
I love that for you. I love that
really good.
journey.
We get to our destination, tornado watch. No,
Shut up.
Turns into a warning. We're going to Myrtle Beach.
Turns out
No.
tornado lands on school.
Sorry, not Myrtle. We went to Virginia Beach.
Okay.
Tornado on the beach where we were
Is that
at.
not like a hurricane of some kind at that point? Water spout?
Then, on this same trip, we decided to go to an amusement park. Very first ride of the day, we get stuck.
Shut up.
Yeah.
This is the trip from hell.
Yeah. Get stuck. We're going.
You're like, I can have no more fun.
Actually, this is the same roller coaster that Fabio got. Yeah. The dude.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
got hit in the face with a bird
Shut up.
and he killed the bird. He had blood all over his face.
Yeah, that's like a famous photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the same ride. We're coming
You got
around this
stuck.
corner.
You and Fabio.
Yeah.
You've got things to talk
We're
about.
basically the same person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, it's like, yeah. Are you like looking in a mirror? You like buy those books for like childhood memories. You're like, this
Yeah.
is
I
me.
don't remember ever doing those poses, but I had to have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ride, we're going 70 miles an hour around this corner. We come out of the corner it doesn't slow down. It just
Dead halt.
stops. Dead stop. So then we're just
Did you like
sitting there.
crack your neck? You're like,
Oh yeah,
"Oof."
we all fly forward and then hit our heads on the back of the seat.
How long were you stuck? Do you remember?
Oh, it was there pretty quick because they came on the speakers like right after that.
Okay.
And I was like, "There's been a malfunction with the ride." Yeah,
No kidding.
Yeah.
So this isn't just a
not a-
suspense pause.
right. They're like, somebody's gonna come out in a truck and come get you. We're probably like, I don't know, 30, 40 feet in the air. So this truck pulls up, and I'm in the front second row, I think.
Yeah.
And they come up, they climb up the roller coaster, they come undo us like manually from the seats, and then we have to get out and walk down, and then we get in the truck and it drives us back to the park.
And that was your roller coaster experience.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, when the ride gets fixed, you guys can come back and get right on. You have to wait in line. So we did, a couple hours later, we just went to the exit and they just let us on.
No birds, no stopping.
Right. So I rode it 1.5 times.
I love that. Speaking of broken down rides, Disney World. There's this great movie ride. It's a slow moving ride, as many are in Disney. And it takes you through many popular movies. So anything from, like Casablanca and Singing in the Rain, all of these famous movies. We get to The Wizard of Oz and it breaks down. We must remove ourselves from slow moving vehicle. And that is how I got to skip down the yellow brick road.
Oh.
Me and Dorothy, we've had the same experience. All the Munchkins were singing in Munchkin Land while I left this ride. And honestly, that's how I would want to do that ride. I felt like I had an added bonus of getting to leave through the yellow brick road.
I don't know much about Disney World. I don't remember that ride.
It's in Hollywood Studios, which used to be MGM Studios. It's changed names.
Okay. Didn't know that.
I don't know. I think it's probably one of those rides that you kind of, like I said, it's slow moving. It's probably one that you do if it's hot out,
Okay.
right? It's like Florida, it's muggy, it's hot.
Is it like inside?
The ride's
conditioned?
inside. Most of the line is inside. Like I know
Okay.
we definitely go on that ride
Yeah.
to get out
That sounds
of
like
the
a-
heat.
Good idea.
100%. It's lovely. Like honestly, this is where Disney does it right. When you're in line, I feel like you're often entertained. And I can remember in this line, they had like wardrobe from Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, like the movie.
Yeah.
And so kind of interesting, cute ride. I actually think it's shut down now. So I'm hyping up something that's literally not there anymore. But I got the experience of a lifetime because me and Dorothy, those Ruby Reds, we've skipped down the yellow brick road. So
Yep. We have Dorothy and Fabio.
there we
on
go.
the podcast. That's
New
good.
names. We'll take it on.
Yep. I also wanted to talk about the biggest sensation that's happened.
Taylor Swift.
Ooh. But I was talking about Caitlyn Clark.
Ooh, perhaps bigger.
Perhaps
big. I mean, she's having her own moment.
Yeah.
For sure.
I will say Taylor probably wins because I've talked to some foreigners. They don't know who Caitlyn Clark is.
Oh, that's disappointing. We need to educate the world on Caitlyn Clark.
Yeah.
I will say Taylor Swift chose Indianapolis to end the Eras Tour. Feel like that makes us very important city.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we are the end. We are the last stop on the Eras Tour. And if she doesn't bring Caitlyn Clark on stage, huge miss. Huge miss.
Oh, she's going up there.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I need me. I'm a huge Caitlyn Clark stan. I love her. I just got the Nike did the "You Break It, You Own It" t-shirt for her, which was in relation to all the records she broke in college.
Oh.
So it has her, it's for Iowa. It's her Iowa number 22. She's obviously still number 22. Just got that for my birthday, and I am the most excited because yours truly will be attending a Fever game this year, even if they don't win, because our girl, she's struggling maybe a little bit.
She'll get there.
Maybe.
She'll get it. She'll figure it out.
She's still killing it though.
Yeah.
I mean, the viewership, she set a record immediately. Like, so as far as the WNBA and the different TV providers that have like poured into that, I mean, they're getting what they paid for because the viewership has been huge. I mean, there's still like the Fever, I think, I don't know if they sold out, but the Fever's first home game was Tuesday night. And I mean, it was packed in comparison to like, we're talking second tier seats were had, right? Because the lower bowl was full.
Yeah. I've been to some other Fever games, you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
It's empty in there.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, if they can fill it up, that's great.
I mean, it honestly looked very similar to a Pacers game, and the Pacers are kind of killing it.
Yeah.
Well, they've done better. They've done better than they have.
Yeah.
For a basketball state, our pro teams have had some struggles, but Caitlyn Clark's going to change things. We'll see, because we did have, she is a rookie, so I think she has a learning curve. I think that's natural. She is the number 1 overall pick. If you can hit a 3 from the logo, you can hit a 3 from the logo. It is what it is. Like, the girl will be fine. But we have earned the number 1 overall pick in the draft 2 years in a row. And that would confirm that means we are not very good as a basketball team. And I just wonder if anyone has thought about what that means for Caitlyn Clark's development as a WNBA player. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Didn't we win the lottery, though?
Do they do it differently?
I think they do a lottery.
I thought it was like,
just like
we were a
NBA.
bad team. So I thought it was more like the NFL where it was like, you suck.
I think
you get the first pick.
I think we won the lottery because the NBA also does a lottery pick.
So we just randomly won the first draft overall 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So we're just the lucky, but we were not good. Like, I think
No,
we
we
do
were
need to
not.
put that out.
We were not.
Like, I don't know how that lottery works then, but
It's
I can
weighted,
confirm
so
we were not great.
If you have, the worse your record is, the more balls you have.
Okay. We had the most balls then. We're the ballsiest WNBA team out there.
Right.
Can confirm.
I just saw this week. I just learned this. I think it was the Chicago WNBA team.
Chicago Sky, I think. Yeah. Which, let's face it, like, the world is learning the WNBA right now.
Yeah, that's my
collectively, it's something we're doing together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just learned they had the 13th pick in the draft. And they've already released her.
Oh, yeah.
I guess this is super common.
Yeah. So I thought I was watching a hater. I'm a big TikTok girl.
Okay.
RIP TikTok. I think it's going away. But it's like a majority of, because if you watch the draft, it's very quick because there's not a lot. I think there's like 12 teams in the WNBA. It's something very short. Can we get to check on that? How many WNBA teams there are?
I think you're correct. I think it's 12 teams and
there is an
rounds.
expansion team coming to San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty excited because I like the color purple. Their color is purple. That's actually all I really know about them. Anyway, there's very short list.
Yes.
Okay.
There are 12 teams.
Okay, confirmed.
Yes, confirmed.
So there's obviously very few teams. So to be on a WNBA team, you have to be very good. This is not the NBA, okay? This isn't like your Joe Schmo from college, 6'3", whatever. He can maybe end up on an NBA team. Sorry, he can't. There's a lot of NBA teams. There's not a lot of WNBA teams. You have to be a baller to get on these teams. And yeah, a lot of them, I mean, because they're rookies going up against seasoned players. So a lot of them don't end up on the teams.
Yeah.
When I watched this TikTok, I thought you're like, you have your bench and maybe like a few, maybe backups. I don't know. I guess probably pretty short because obviously the WNBA has struggled financially. It's something that's supported by the NBA or subsidized by. I know that's been a large conversation of, WNBA players don't make a lot of money because the WNBA doesn't bring in viewership. That's where the money gets made. I don't know, like how contracts are drawn up. But I think all of that is about to change though. Like Caitlyn Clark is changing the game. Could you imagine if she didn't make the Fever?
Oh my gosh.
After all of that? Because they were ready from the get-go. Ugly bobblehead and everything.
You think her bobblehead's ugly?
Have you seen it?
I haven't.
It's not great.
Do I need to Google it?
You need to Google Caitlyn Clark bobblehead. You'll be
I did just Google.
disappointed.
Yeah. The roster size is 11 players and a maximum of 12.
Ooh, that's really difficult. See, this is what I'm saying. The WNBA is genuinely, it has to be considered more cutthroat than the NBA, right? Like, again, I'm not going to pretend like I'm deep into the WNBA. I definitely don't know as much. I'm learning with the rest of the world right now.
Caitlyn Clark.
But if you have less spaces and less teams, like instantly the roster quality just has to be sky high.
I'm looking at a picture of the bobblehead. What is that?
Right. Okay, so here's the thing. So for anyone listening out there, we are in Indianapolis. Downtown, Gatorade painted the side of the building with this huge ad that has Caitlyn Clark. It's very Gatorade, so it's got deep shadows. Her hair is back. She does have sort of a signature ponytail. Her and Ariana Grande are the two people I think of in ponytails. I get that, but we should have helped a girl out and put the hair down because that's not her face. Like the artistic quality of this bobblehead is like, it just isn't her. I don't even know who to describe it as. Oh, this one's even different.
Oh, okay.
So you're looking at a bobblehead of her in her draft night Prada outfit, which is actually pretty sweet. First off, it looks like Rosie O'Donnell. I'm not even lying. This is for anyone that's listening. It's Rosie O'Donnell.
The face is way too wide. That's not what she looks like.
It's super strange. I mean, it's nondescript in a weird way, but
yeah, it could be anybody, really.
Yeah, it's like that might be me if I owned Prada. Her Fever one has her hair back, and it genuinely might just be like.
Oh no, I see it now.
Yeah, they might have used a dude.
That looks like a dude.
They might have just like, I don't know what white guys play for the Pacers, but it sort of feels like they had excess somewhere, and they were like, "Nah, we'll just make it Caitlyn." It's a dude.
Horrible.
Yeah. The front of it looks like a buzz cut. She also seems to have a wandering eye, and that's just rude.
Yeah, if you're looking at this straight on, you can't see that there's hair back there.
No.
It just looks like a dude.
It's a dude with a buzz cut. See what it, like 100%. I'm like, what white guy plays for the Pacers?
It's the Phil Foden haircut. I don't know if you know who that is.
I'll be honest, I don't. But also, I feel like it's like, that could be her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did our girl dirty.
They just attached some hair in the back. And
they genuinely had excess of generic white guy and added a ponytail and said, okay, Caitlyn Clark bobblehead fans, here's your bobblehead. So I want to make sure this is about her because she's excellent. She is a a queen amongst like normal people. I feel like we're doing her dirty. I think she's not on a great team. I have no idea like what it takes to coach in the WNBA, but Like, we
But-
can't expect her to like lift that team to W's on her own. Like, she is a rookie. I don't know.
I'm glad she's on our bad team, though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And she is too. Because I'm so hyped that she's hype about the Midwest. She's an Iowa girl. We're obviously in Indianapolis. Midwest is best. Kansas City Chiefs have been having a role. Detroit's been having a moment. They hosted the NFL draft. We hosted the NBA All-Star game.
Yep.
Like, now we have Caitlyn Clark. Yeah, I feel like the Midwest is just kind of killing it. Chicago doesn't count. I refuse to allow Chicago to pretend like they're Midwesterners. You are, but you're not. Hate you. Anyway, other than that, we're all good.
That's strong Chicago opinion.
It was a strong Chicago opinion. I'm just kidding. I love you, Chicago. You have really good. I like Chicago pizza. I like deep dish pizza. So
Okay.
I can't.
But we can get that here now.
We can. We have Giordano's.
We do.
Giordano's?
Giordano's. Oh, we
Yeah.
also have a Lou Malnati's, too.
Ooh, we're moving up in the world.
Yeah, so-
Indiana, we're just on fire.
We don't even need to go there anymore.
We got a fever.
Unless we can go look at the bean.
Ooh. Here's the thing.
I saw they...
Chicago's fine. It is fine. Like, it's a good city. I'm proud that the Midwest has its big city and Chicago represents. It's got its culture. It's like, it's a whole deal. So honestly, like, props to Chicago. Hey team, it's Lindsay. I wanted to brag on our table centerpiece real quick. This week's centerpiece is Cooper's Hawk wine. When you need a wine that is all the things, smooth, easy to drink, perfect for any occasion, including your first podcast, Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant is your place to host or find your centerpiece for your next dinner party. Yeah, no,
You know.
you're not wrong.
But yeah, you're right. Illinois, you think of Chicago.
Yeah.
That's it.
But there's like other things.
Springfield, like
Joliet.
The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of Springfield.
I assume that the Simpsons are from the Springfield, Illinois, because while there are many Springfields, I think that's the most popular one.
I agree. Because I think we live closest to that Springfield.
You know, it'd be so hype if Caitlyn Clark ends up embodied in a Simpsons episode. I think that's really imperative for celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just like,
we'll do it.
She's our Midwest queen. And I'm great with that.
Maggie, no, it's not Maggie. What's her name?
Lisa.
Lisa. She's a huge fan of Caitlyn Clark.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
She cannot wait to meet her. The whole episode is Lisa trying to meet
Yeah.
Caitlyn Clark, for sure. Caitlyn Clark will teach her some sort of like moral lesson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because she needs one. I mean, she is the smartest of her family.
I feel like Caitlyn Clark is probably super smart. She just seems like maybe she is. 'Cause she is never in anybody's business. She's like a really clean person. Because there's already been some weird things. There was like the creepy Indianapolis Star reporter.
Oh, yeah.
She stayed clear of
He's
that.
banned from covering those games now.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
It was like too much.
Yeah.
It was too much. And his apology sucked too. I was like, oh, you got canceled twice. That's rough. Like, you got canceled. Can you imagine being the Indianapolis Star reporter on the Fever? Like, I don't know what all this guy did, but then you not only got canceled because you were just flat creepy. It was weird. You mishandled that. And then you apologize. And when your apology gets canceled, that's just a rough day. That is rough for you. Like, because you're done. You're
was
done.
it? Who
You
was it?
failed. I don't know if should we drop names?
Maybe not.
I don't know. Because he's having a bad year, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bad year I think his name was Greg.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. And honestly, then a lot of people came out, like media members of Indianapolis came out and kind of said that Greg sucked.
Oh.
So, but also if you're like down and out, that's just when your haters are going to come out anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Greg, but I know that wasn't great. You had a rough moment there, Greg. So perhaps best to bow out anyway.
Yeah. I mean, didn't follow that too closely. I'm not a regular news person. I like
I like the
news-
drama.
Yeah. I like news that is kind of weird and it makes you want to watch a bunch of YouTube videos about it. That's my kind of news.
I have found, so when I moved home, I had been living in California, Texas, moved back to Indiana. I lived with my parents for a short time, for a few months before I like moved into my apartment. And I have found that the news is like a gossip column. Like it genuinely is about the most sensationalized things. And I kind of really enjoy the news now. I don't know if I'm old and boring. I mean, sometimes it's like, meh, but also Indianapolis has some crazy things.
So you like local news?
Yeah, local news is kind of hot, right? Like this is really sad, but there's the two girls in northern Indiana up near Lafayette. Delphi murders is what people would know them as. And there's been some updates there because they've been going through trials. They think they have the individual who would have murdered them, which is terrifying and good at the same time. Obviously, you want to catch that person. But,
didn't he come out and say something about, he started bringing up like cult stuff, right?
Cult?
Yeah.
Cult or Colts? Is he just a Colts fan?
Oh, no, not a Colts. He might be a Colts fan, but he also might be a Colt fan.
That far north, he could be a Bears fan, and we are happy to give him to the Bears.
But yeah, no, I think it was like
Colt in the Woods situation, eh?
Yes.
You know what, though? I listen to a lot of murder podcasts, and it's just never the Colt in the Woods. So if this one is Colt in the Woods, finally,
I don't know
is
if
what
he's
I say.
Like trying to throw him off and be like, oh, he's just a crazy, insane guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's his tactic.
You got to tune into your 6 o'clock news to find out. This is what I'm saying.
I just don't do that. I guess I need to.
I know. They've been hot. And you'll get your dose of Caitlyn Clark. So there you go.
She will be on there.
She will. You know, the other thing we need to talk about, orcas.
Absolutely.
They are back. Back on the attack. So last summer, maybe into the fall even, they were obviously like attacking ships. And they have attacked their first victim. And it's not even June. We're May. They attacked a yacht. And I have a theory. And I share this theory with much of the internet.
Oh, I'm ready.
I think the orcas are socialists. Because they're attacking yachts. They're also, so the yacht they attacked, I think it was off the coast of Morocco. Mm-hmm. They sank this ship.
Yeah.
But they didn't hurt any of the crew on board. The owner was not on board, just the crew. Smelt too much like working class.
Yeah.
Let those people be, but took down the money man's object. I feel like they've sank a lot of yachts.
Yeah.
And maybe there's just more yachts in the water. Also, I kind of like that word now. Yachts. I think I'm going to say it like Yahtzee. Yachts.
Yeah.
But the orcas, they're out to attack, and I don't know what score they're settling, but they're real good at it.
Yeah, I mean, they've been popping up a lot on my social media. These little clips of these orcas just coming up to people on paddle boards and just kind of
terrifying.
Just kind of seeing what they're doing. I don't know what I would do.
Could you imagine? Because those things are huge.
Yeah,
like
massive.
They are quite big.
Yeah,
I cannot imagine. Like whenever you see a picture of someone like kayaking in the ocean and there's like a blue whale underneath them, I'm like, it's beautiful. And then I think about seeing that, my heart would be racing. But could you imagine a pod of orcas attacking the boat you're on? Like, you know you're about to go down because they ain't stopping. They ain't giving up. They have no quit. These are dogs.
The ocean is so crazy.
It's terrifying.
It is, but I love it at the same time.
Did you ever watch the movie Meg? The Meg?
The Meg, yeah, I think so.
Big fan.
Okay.
Love it. First off, Jason Statham, great actor.
Yeah.
Love the idea of there being a perma layer or whatever. And like a megalodon is just down there ready to eat everything and everyone. It's very Jaws.
Yes. We had to have a new generational Jaws.
Yeah, something to terrify people so that they're not just like out there peeing in the ocean. We gotta keep the yellow water to a minimum.
Yeah. I mean, we have blue water.
But the orcas, they're coming back.
Yeah. And I first saw them when they were just like attacking those great whites and just eating their livers.
So here's the thing though. Animals are smart because liver is where like a lot of nutrients lay.
Okay.
So if you can like stomach it, it's a very weird flavor. But I used to like deep fry liver
Oh.
And I know it's a weird texture, but it is like one of the most nutrient dense things. So like animals in the wild do go for the liver because it's like technically more flavorful. It's a weird like pate for anyone who hasn't ever had liver. Like it's a strange, if you are a texture person, probably not for you, but it's super nutrient dense. So it makes sense to me that the orcas did that because they're wild animals. So smart.
It's just wild to me that, you see the great whites.
Because they're huge.
Yeah.
We're fucking terrified of them.
And then the orca just coming up there, zooming in there and just getting them.
Free Willy is not afraid.
No.
He's free. He's going to come eat you.
He's free to do what he wants.
Yeah. I'm going to eat your liver.
Yeah.
Go tell your friends.
Yeah. He's not, though, because he's dead.
You know how we had like Freddy Krueger versus Jason? Where's Free Willy versus Jaws? I want that movie.
Oh, that would be a good Halloween movie.
We were all like crying in Free Willy because that, whale was trapped, which like screw SeaWorld. That was pretty evil. But nobody likes Jaws. Like it's very King Kong, Godzilla. Like I want a Free Willy Jaws movie. Let's do the crossover.
Yeah, I don't think there has been one.
I know. We need that.
Yeah.
We need that. Hollywood's really missing out. There's so many sequels or like remakes now. How did we not go there? I just gave someone a really solid movie idea.
Yeah. And what if the shark is a good guy?
Yeah. Because
Maybe
honestly, the orcas do seem shady. Like I'm not, if you're a socialist, like that's on you, boo. I'm not, I don't know, man. Orcas seem a little like, they're very gang Latin, right? Gang coded.
The only thing that calms me when I'm watching these videos is you think, okay, there hasn't been a recorded attack on a human in the wild.
Right, because they be taking those like trainers down.
Yeah, I mean, you get that.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, that's your captor. You've got to let off some steam.
Yeah, somebody caught me. I'm going to try to get out of it.
Right.
Or, But in the wild, they haven't hurt anybody. That's been documented.
Right.
So that puts me at ease that, and also I always think too, okay, they filmed it. That means they were able to upload it.
You survived.
Yeah.
We know you survived.
Because that's how I'm watching this video right now.
Right. You are amongst the living, and we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I've seen some orcas, like the videos of the orca, like attacking the woman or whatever. Like it was a SeaWorld video, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
SeaWorld trainer.
I remember
like,
that one.
yeah. Was he playing? I don't know. Maybe. I don't, like, we can't read animals' minds. I don't know. They seem to be out for a reason, though. I feel like maybe they're social justice warriors. But do I think they hate us? No. But they clearly hate yachts. And that's fine. You know, I don't have a yacht. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, mine imaginary yacht will be just fine.
I'd like to think that if I met a pod of orcas, they would like me. I think we would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be terrified because those are huge. But a pod?
Maybe they would like.
You see them kill these seals on the ice? How they rocket?
I mean, yeah, it's terrifying. Like they're
smart.
They're really smart, and they are a tough people.
Yeah.
If we had to negotiate with orcas, like in our current political climate, we're losing every time.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we've got a politician that could negotiate with orcas. I think he's just drowning. They're definitely just taking him to the depths of the ocean. And I say him, I think they would be fine with women. I don't know why. I just feel like an orca would be like, oh, we won't hurt. Like,
yeah. I like to think of a world where we do have to negotiate with the sea. And
like a king trident, like an Ariel situation.
Yeah. Do you think that the orca would be the chosen species?
For like the sea to send to us? I honestly think it would be a dolphin.
Yeah.
They seem like they'd be like more friendly. They'd be like, well, I don't know though. Are they sending them to like really try and win us over, or are they sending us to like a message? Like, I think if they wanted to play like mafia, we're getting an orca. If they're playing like friendly, we're getting a dolphin. And maybe that's actually just how we know where we stand with the ocean.
You know, that's a good point. I like that idea a lot because the orcas already sort of look like they have suits or tuxes on.
Truth. They are very like panda bear coated.
Yeah. And then the dolphin is just, he's there for a good time. Maybe some fish.
You can like grab onto his fin and he'll be like, yeah, let's
go.
Let's go.
I'm your Uber now.
Yeah. He is our sea Uber daddy. But then like, is the land creature a human? Like, does it have to be like if land and sea met to negotiate, are we sending a human? I might send like a dog. Like if they send a dolphin, we're sending a golden retriever.
Okay. That's
like vibe match. But if they send an orca, maybe we do send like Joe Biden.
Or a cat.
Joe Biden. we send a cat instead of to meet an orca.
Well,
why do I feel like the cat would just befriend the orca and screw us over? I'm a cat person, but I just feel like that cat would be like, nah.
Well, what could be the mafia animal?
We just send the actual mafia. Mafioso to meet an orca.
Italian mafia? New York mafia?
Nah, I think we got to send the real thing. No offense to New York mafia. It's very well organized, but the Italian mafia quite literally ran like a portion of their country. So feels like they're like perhaps even more organized.
Not to say that the New York mafia
we're not trying to make enemies of the mafia. Right. Let's just, for all practical purposes, I'm pro-government and pro-mafia.
Okay.
I'm not making any enemies.
Right. That's a good...
I think we send a golden retriever and then we send like a horse if they send an orca. Because horses have attitude. Kick them in the face or something like that if things got rough. I feel like horses run in packs. It's kind of a similar vibe. Like they're like cool and we're like, oh, that can be fun. You could ride them. You do horse shows. But then they could totally get angry and buck you off. And like, it's like, I think the horse is the orca of the land. All right. We've come to the portion of our podcast where we start to talk very swanky because it is time for the nightcap before we send our guests out.
Ooh.
Nightcap topic. A lot of streaming companies are coming together to bundle. Is this not just cable? I think cable's coming back and it's worse because now we're all paying more because we're bundling every streaming service ever.
Oh yeah.
I want to say Netflix just announced that they will have a few Christmas Day NFL games. Fox, I think it might be Fox and Netflix bundling. I'd have to search that again.
I hate that. So they're going to have live games on Netflix?
Yeah. So your NFL Christmas games, at least a couple of them, will be streamed live on Netflix. Netflix is getting into the live streaming business.
People don't want that.
So it's Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery have teamed up to have a sports package. So Netflix is still separate. And then what's even more confusing about that Disney, Fox, Warner Brothers thing is that Disney owns ESPN. So when they say Disney, is that ESPN? Like if you already own that, do you get that? You know what I mean? It's getting confusing. Like what is this bundle? Do I have to pay for that too? Because if you pay for Disney on top of, if you buy the Hulu bundle, we're already spending like $100 there. You have Netflix. Like, it's just getting so expensive. It's way more than cable ever costs. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And I mean, I have YouTube TV and I'm missing a channel that I like to watch. Not available on YouTube TV. History Channel.
Oh, that's a bummer. What's History Channel a part of? Do you know? Like, what do you have to buy to get it now? That's the other thing too, right? We grew up on cable, so there are genuinely channels you may have grown up liking that, like, I have no idea who owns that. Like, how do you get that channel? I don't know who owns History Channel. Maybe it's on this new sports bundle, whatever.
Yeah.
You basically have to find your bundle.
I think Hulu Live TV has History Channel.
Yeah.
But I don't know, who owns it?
Can you also still get cable where you would just get all this stuff? Like, that's my other question.
Yeah.
So the NFL is like the main culprit here. They very much have like piecemealed their season so that if you want to see certain things, you have to buy
Oh yeah.
certain packages. NBC had like a playoff game. Everyone was pissed about that.
Yeah. They started that back when they were putting Thursday Night Football on Amazon.
Right.
Amazon
Yes. So you get one Thursday night game on Amazon Prime. And I think then is there another, do they do 2 Thursday night games now? Like isn't one on normal TV? There's something like that where it's like if it's not Thursday night, it's like Monday night or Sunday night. Like there's like multiple games now. Like they've added games. I just feel like the NFL is like the main culprit of confusion here, where it's like, if I do not own every single streaming platform, I couldn't watch all of NFL, which maybe not a big deal because like I don't need to watch the Lions versus the Raiders or something like that. I don't need to watch that game. But if I did want to watch that game, how many streaming services do I have to have?
All of them.
And it's not okay. I'm not okay with that.
It's not. What was it? Apple TV, I think, was doing some live sports.
Yeah, they're getting into the mix also. I think you kind of have to have live sports now.
Yeah.
It seems like people, when it comes to watching TV, it's like, yeah, you can have your streaming stuff and people will stick with their streaming provider. It's like if I own Netflix, I'm only watching Netflix. I might not bother to buy Hulu to watch something on it. But when it comes to live things, I will buy something else to watch sports. I think it's actually Netflix that's getting ready to air the Logan Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
Okay.
And so that's going to be a huge one because that's 2 generations of people tuning in to watch something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think Netflix also had the Tom Brady roast, which is huge. They basically, I mean, it went super well, right? Like they basically stole roasts from Comedy Central.
Oh, yeah.
Like for sure.
Yep. They're done.
Yeah.
But, you know, soccer does the same thing, like the English Premier League. Mm-hmm. If you want to watch your team play, basically, you have to get Peacock.
Interesting.
Because they'll have maybe one game on either NBC or like the USA Network.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch your team, you have to have Peacock.
Yeah.
If you want to watch the Champions League, you have to have Paramount TV to watch Champions League.
Yeah.
It's like every streaming service just like gets a league and you got to get it to watch it. And it's crazy.
I just want to know when it stops. Like, how do we, because I get it. It's like,
there's only more.
It basically
and more
went B2C, right?
Yeah.
It's if we look at it financially speaking, it's a business cutting out the cable provider. I don't blame them. The cable providers got really rich. Netflix was genius. If anyone remembers like OG Netflix, you like subscribed and got a DVD through the mail for a movie, which is wild that used to be Netflix.
Yep.
And now it's obviously just like a streaming service. But it's like we're getting out of control. Like you just have to have so many things. I just don't want to spend $300 to have like what used to be a basic cable package.
Yeah. And
I don't even have a joke for this. I want to like lay in something really funny, but I'm like, no, it's just really sad. It depresses me.
Yeah. And that doesn't even include like all the different music services.
Oh, I know.
Which, you know.
Do you want to know something terrifying?
Okay.
I'm an Apple Music person.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm the only Apple Music person that I know.
Well, I'm not a Spotify guy. I'm a YouTube Music. And
okay.
why.
Wait, we're like both on the opposite ends of the like weird.
But here's why. I watch so many YouTube videos.
Love YouTube.
I have to have YouTube Premium because I can't stand all those ads.
Yeah.
And
a lot of ads.
Yeah. And when you have YouTube Premium,
things get expensive.
It comes with a YouTube Music subscription.
So then you're already in.
So it's 2 for 1.
That's what I'm saying. I paid for Apple TV. I got Apple Music. I'm like, I'm not going to pay for Spotify too.
Oh, it comes with
I'm just not. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm like, I got Apple TV. I got Apple Music. I'm not doing a whole other thing.
Right.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
This is also why, like,
I mean, I love that you guys get your Spotify Wrapped.
So cute.
Yeah. I mean,
I look
YouTube's-
forward to seeing what people are listening
Yeah.
to. I'm like, you've got trash music taste.
Exactly.
Can't wait to find out who has bad taste in music.
YouTube started to do their own Wrapped.
Apple as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have
I
to.
don't share it.
You know what?
I don't need people to know that I have trash music taste. Did I listen to too much Taylor Swift? Yes. Me and every other white girl. Leave me alone. I don't need to air that. You can look at me and guess that I listened to too much Taylor Swift this
But
year.
you know what?
Okay?
It worked. Because I'm not going to lie. One year, I was so sad. I didn't have
You got Spotify.
Spotify Wrapped. I switched to Spotify so I could have Wrapped because YouTube Music didn't have one.
That's fair. They have a lot of good DJs. Shout out to Big Booty Mixes. I saw them for my birthday last year. They came to Indy. They're two amazing DJs, two best friends.
Yeah.
And I mean, like Spotify has its place. Again, it's the same as like all of the bundling service. It's not that Spotify doesn't have its place. It has a lot of music. Apple Music has its place. YouTube Music. Amazon has music. Everything has its thing. It's just I'm not willing to pay for all of it. I'm just not going to pay for Spotify if I'm already paying for Apple Music because I do want Apple TV.
Yeah.
Because I was watching some Ted Lasso, and I think everybody can get on board
you
with
gotta
that.
Watch Ted Lasso. I did. It was Jay-Z's, I think.
Title.
Heck
yeah, let's throw it back.
I did it.
Doesn't
because-
exist anymore.
Yes.
But it was great.
No, I did it because I
Big
wanted
fan.
I wanted the high quality audio.
Exactly.
I
He
was
was
like-
on that before
okay.
anyone. You can
This-
get that on Apple Music,
Okay.
by the way.
Well, the high quality audio was awesome.
It was
So I did.
awesome.
I think I saw Spotify maybe teasing that they're going to do that.
So Apple has it. Also, shout out Tidal because it used to be the only way you get Beyonce.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she
Oh,
held
okay.
out. She stood firm with her man.
Oh.
Respect. He sold that. I don't have Tidal anymore. But yeah, Tidal was actually pretty solid. Jay-Z's not dumb. I like him.
Didn't Taylor boycott Spotify for a long time?
She also, Taylor
Yeah.
Swift boycotted Spotify. Obviously something with like their streaming rights.
Yeah.
She also was like one of the first artists to do a separate deal with TikTok. Obviously, a lot of music got removed, recently returned. Universal Music ended up setting a deal with TikTok to get the music returned onto that platform. But she set a separate deal with TikTok, which I think is genius.
Okay.
So she's getting paid for all those streams. Also in TikTok news, they're trying out 60-minute videos. Immediate response to a 60-minute video on TikTok.
No.
Exactly. I can't imagine anyone being like, you know what I want for my social media? Full hour-long rants. Like, I can't imagine, like, that's just not the content. I don't want to watch a whole freaking movie on TikTok.
Yeah. If I'm watching something for an hour, it's going to be on a TV,
100%.
not my phone.
No. I mean, I know we have the iPad generation. Are they watching?
Like, I bet they are.
They're ruining social media.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing I'm also into TikTok being canceled for the social experiment of it all. We've never instantly turned off a social media app. Genuinely, we haven't. I know that MySpace like faded,
Yeah.
but it faded in popularity. We did not take it away
Oh,
at
yeah,
like a
it's still
peak.
there.
Like TikTok's at a peak.
What is it? My top 6? They're still out there somewhere.
Oh yeah, somewhere. But TikTok's at its peak and we're about to just like pull the plug on that. And I'm so into watching people flounder. Just for this, so like I just want to know. I just want to know what happens. I don't dislike that man from TikTok that owns it. I love some TikTok creators. I love TikTok. It's my top app used right now for sure. But I'm like, yeah, what happens when this turns off? I don't know. I'm in it. All right. Well, we're good hosts. So go ahead and see yourselves out. We'll clean up and we'll see you next time on our Dinner Party Podcast. Thanks for joining. All right. Well, we're good hosts. So go ahead and see yourselves out. We'll clean up and we'll see you next time on our Dinner Party Podcast. Thanks for joining.